Hey everybody, how are you doing? Yesterday I was talking about recording in Reaper, and today I want to do the same kind of video in Studio One. To be honest, Studio One is more limited in their possibilities for what I like to do with it, but for other people it could actually be more helpful than Reaper. So today I only want to talk about my workspace, and if you like to use MIDI or if you like to use other things, then you might want to check out a video of a different creator, because I'm really focused at pure audio. So with that being said, let's get started. So the first thing you gotta do when you're recording in Studio One is open the record panel. You can do this in two different ways. You can do this by the menu or by a keyboard shortcut. I'm using the Pro Tools shortcuts for Studio One, so it could be that you have a different shortcut, but for me it's Alt-Shift-R, or Option, they say in America. We also want to make a new channel, of course, because otherwise we cannot record something. So let's make a stereo channel. I will assign it to the output of my Spotify, so we at least have some audio coming in. I want to focus on these three things down here. These are the record modes. Input quantize is something that only works on MIDI. It's also very difficult to make that thing work on audio. What input quantize does, actually pretty simple, it quantizes what you play with your MIDI instrument, so it will always snap it to the nearest beat. This is very handy and also a very quick feature when quickly making arrangements or stuff. This doesn't work with audio because it has to detect the individual notes on the fly and quantize them to a nearby beat, and I can imagine that it is very difficult. The replace mode is also something that actually only makes sense when doing MIDI. With the replace mode turned off, Studio One is in overdub mode. So you can play something in a loop and you can play a second thing on top of it again, and it will also play back the thing that you've just recorded. When it is in replace mode, it doesn't do that. So then you will simply loop and replace what you've just played. This overdub mode also depends on your audio interface. If your latency is too high, Studio One simply won't allow you to use it. I'm not sure why it doesn't work with audio, but yeah, for audio it's like you can also like make a new track and overdub on top of that. So the one I'm interested to talk about now is takes to layers. So let's just first record something. Let me just play something on Spotify and record something, and then let's record something on top of that. So let's say we want to punch in over here, record something on top of that. And what we simply get are three separated regions. This is actually Pro Tools mode, or you know, the normal tape mode as we used to have in DAWs. So really simple, and we can record something over here and then it's separated again, and we can also drag open the takes, yeah, just like we are used to do. Takes to layers is our, as I call it, our vocal recording mode, but also you're recording other instruments and want to choose takes afterwards. This one simply works every time you record, it will make a new layer out of it, and it simply looks like this. So we record something, automatically makes a layer out of it. Now let's record another thing, and let's say we record another thing like that. So when we want to choose takes, it's like swipe, and that's all you have to do. So swipe over this part and it will automatically make that part the active part. Swipe over here. And let's say we also want a small part of this. Pretty simple. We can also drag it bigger and smaller. We can also put it back to the old part. It's super quick and super simple. It's like it even works quicker than you can figure out all the takes. We can also, of course, listen to a single take in solo to check what the take is doing before we select the take. Really quick and really handy. Now let's turn it around, and this is now actually not recording, but also something I just wanted to add to this video, and that's, now let's say you're like me. I don't think you want to be like me, but let's just imagine that. And you are always receiving multitracks over the internet, and you have to make a selection out of them. Then how it's delivered would look something like this. So three takes, three different takes, and we actually want to use that cool swiping thing on it. Actually pretty simple, but you have to know where the button is. You have to go to the inspector, Mr. Inspector, and go to layers and then add a new layer, the other file on it, and let's add another layer and drag the third file onto it. And what I like to do is add the third layer to make sure that we have an empty spot in which we edit our audio files. Super simple. So that's as far as I like to go right now in terms of Studio One and recording in Studio One. Stay tuned for my new DAW journey update, because I have some things to say about Studio One and about the other DAWs. Thursday we're going to look at Ardour and how Ardour handles recordings and take recordings, because that's what I want to show you guys. For now, I want to say thanks a lot for watching this video, and I will see you guys in the next video tomorrow, which will be a totally different video from this. Check out Patreon, check out one of my other videos. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.